Hey guys, Twinstinct here and welcome back to another video. So today we're in Great League. I've got an absolutely insane team for you. You're not going to want to miss this. I go almost 10-0 with this team. I lose a match because I do make a stupid mistake by getting a great instead of an excellent on one of my charge moves, but that's my mistake. It would have been 10 wins to 0 losses, which in the rank I'm in, I think I was in rank 16 at the time, now in 17. That's pretty insane for any team to manage a 10-0. So what the strategy for me is a Mantine on the lead with Bubble Beam, just reducing the opponent's attack and then baiting them with an Ice Beam. I also have Azumarill in the back with Scrafty, both insane bulky Pokemon in the back there, so there's plenty of coverage if you do need a safe switch. So guys, as always, please do like and subscribe. I would really appreciate the support. I also do have an Instagram page, so please go follow me on there at twinstinctpvp. Thank you very much for coming to check out the content. I appreciate all the support. Let's get straight into this video.
Okay guys, moving straight into the first matchup here against a rank 19. I've got Mantine on the lead against an Azumarill. Not the greatest lead for us here, but not too bad either. The bubble damage won't be very effective from either side, and we can start debuffing that Azumarill with this Bubble Beam. We do get our attack off first there, so that's always a bonus. It is just a play rough, that is okay. Just neutral damage there, so we can go for the Bubble Beam again now. Start debuffing this Azumarill a bit more. So that's 3 times debuff now on their Azumarill. We don't need to shield the Hydro Pump there. As you can see, the damage is not very effective, but the damage does absolutely nothing because we've 3 times debuffed this Azumarill. The play rough does take us out there. Now their Azumarill is very, very badly debuffed, but they switch into a Malmetal smartly, but then we have Scrafty in the back. So as you can see there, the counter damage just going to work on that Malmetal. Power up punch, and now the damage is even better, so we can comfortably shield there. They have charged up 2 superpowers. So as that is super effective, I believe we will have to shield twice and then take down the Malmetal. Now we have stored energy and a Stun Fist comes in. This is all of a sudden looking good for us, guys. Go for the power up punch. We do have 2 stored up. They do shield there, but our counter damage is going up with every power up punch. They shield twice there, so look at the damage going to work on that Stun Fisk. We don't have any shields left, and they do have an Earthquake that almost takes us out, but we do beat them. And the Azumarill comes back in. We do have a power up punch ready for it. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does enough. We can come in with our Azumarill, and we do have a Hydro Pump ready. Almost takes out the Azumarill there. They do have a charge move stored, but I don't think it'll be enough considering how much they got debuffed earlier. And that takes out the Azumarill there. And the Stun Fist comes back in, we take that down as well, and that is a great match. Well played to the opponent. But as you can see there guys, the debuff from the Bubble Beam really does go to work on these opponents. And now we've got a Hitmonchan on the lead. Quite a spicy lead from this person, I've never seen it before. But they do have Ice Punch on there. We don't need to shield that, and we can go for a Bubble Beam ourselves. Hitmonchan is quite glassy, I realised, because the Bubble Beam does quite a lot of damage, and even our fast moves are doing a lot of damage as well. They go for a Fire Punch there, that does nothing. We can go for the Bubble Beam again, almost takes down the Hitmonchan. They do get to another charge move. We will shield here guys, reason being we have a Bubble Beam stored, so the thinking there is that you want to be debuffing the next Pokemon that comes in, which is a Lapras, so Bubble Beam will do nothing, but it gives our next Pokemon more chance against this Lapras. We do get to 2 Bubble Beams, so this Lapras has been debuffed twice now, So that is my thinking, guys, of keeping the Mantine alive for a little bit longer. And now obviously we can see the Scrafty come in again. Whiscash comes in there. We can get 2 power-up punches stored almost there, guys, and then switch into Azumarill to catch this charge move smartly there. Now we can start going to work with the bubble damage, which has been debuffed, but I don't notice it too much, guys. It's still very, very strong. Now we can throw the Ice Beam at this Whiscash. They do shield there. So we're level on shields. We will shield here because we want to lay down some more damage on this Whiscash if we can. We do have an Ice Beam ready to go. They do shield twice there. Then they switch in the Lapras, we switch in the Scrafty. We almost have 2 power-up punches stored up. That does a nice chunk of the Lapras' health, but they do have a charge move themselves. I was expecting a Surf, it is a Surf, but we have another power-up punch ready to go. Hopefully we can hit this and then farm down the Lapras with any luck. We can. Now the Whiscash comes back in, we can get to a power-up punch. We land the power-up punch, and that is enough to take down the Whiscash. As you can see there again, guys, Scrafty coming through for us. Very, very strong as a Pokemon in the back against the right Pokemon. Well, we come up against a Hypno here. I really like Hypno, it is very, very bulky. I do prefer it as a safe switch though, to be honest, but we've come across it as on a lead here. We've already debuffed it a couple of times with that Bubble Beam, and now we're going to throw the Ice Beam, guys. This person was not expecting that, so they've just been hit with an Ice Beam, expecting a Bubble Beam, I think. And now we can let the Thunder Punch take us down. We can't quite get to another Bubble Beam there, but now we can come in with Azumarill. We do want to shield there just to preserve the health and then farm down the Hypno. The opponent does have 2 shields and we don't have any, but for sure we're not in a bad position here because we're level on Pokemon. They've let that Ice Beam go through there on the Umbreon. Umbreon is not a good option against Azumarill, as we know, guys, with that dark damage doing absolutely nothing to us there. I'm just letting this person throw the charge moves. Last Resort is a little bit of a better option, but still doesn't do a lot. Both these Pokemon though, Umbreon and Azumarill, so bulky. Very, very good options. They let the Ice Beam go through this time. The opponent is throwing another charge move at us here. It is a Last Resort, almost takes us out, but we can get to another Ice Beam. So will we get the last shield here off the opponent? We do. That is what we want, guys. And now we've taken the energy off the opponent, which does take us out, but then we can come in with Scrafty and farm down the Umbreon, which is just what we want. And then the opposing Scrafty comes in. We can throw the power-up punch. That does a nice chunk of damage. We got there first, so that is what we wanted. The opponent does get to a charge move. It is a foul play, doesn't do anything to us there, and we can throw the power-up punch, which should be closing out this matchup quite nicely there. Very good battle there, well played to the opponent, very, very close. Moving into the next matchup. Mantine against another Hypno here, so this is the strategy I use, guys. I go for the Bubble Beam first, just to throw the opponent off. Always a Bubble Beam first to reduce that attack on the opponent. The opponent does get to a charge move. I always throw the shield up because a Thunder Punch is very, very effective. Double super effective against us, I believe. See, that's how much damage that does there, but now we can go for the Ice Beam. The opponent is so far ahead on health, they don't expect it. We hit them with that Ice Beam. And unfortunately we can't get to the next Bubble Beam. But now, the same as last time, we can come in with Azumarill. We've saved the shield, so we can soak up that Thunder Punch, then go for the farm down. And as you can see, guys, that gets us to 1 Ice Beam, and then a Marowak comes in. I do throw the Ice Beam first because I didn't want to throw a Hydro Pump straight away in case the opponent shielded. The opponent gets to the Shadow Ball, does a massive chunk of our health, but now we can go for the Hydro Pump. I was hoping the opponent wouldn't shield here, but they do throw up the shield, which is very smart on their part. And they do get to the charge move before us there. It is a Shadow Ball, it will be taking us out. Now we can come in with Scrafty. We do get to the power up punch. I don't think it would be enough to take out the Marowak. It isn't enough at all. They do get to the charge move. It is a Bone Club, doesn't do anything to us there, and we can just help farm down the Marowak there. Now an Obstagoon comes in. I only got a great on that power up punch there, and this is the match I lose, guys. That getting that great on that charge move just cost me that match. So that cost me my 10 wins, 0 losses. I was not proud of it. It really messed with me a bit, because I knew I would have got my 10 wins, 0 losses if I'd have landed that charge move as an excellent. But we move on. Mantine on the lead against a Skarmory. As you can see here, quite a favourable matchup for us, especially now Skarmory's been debuffed. The Bubble Beam has gone to work on this Skarmory. The Sky Attack doesn't do as much damage anymore anyway, and the Bubble Beam has made that even more so. So the opponent's thrown 2 Sky Attacks there, and we're still going. And this is why I love Mantine. People only expect you to have Bubble Beam, then you hit them with an Ice Beam, takes out the Skarmory, then a Grottle comes in. Quite a spicy pick here as well. We've got Scrafty, so we can go for the power up punch, start increasing our damage straight away. They do shield, but we still get the attack boost, which is the bonus with these moves that have status effects. They go for the body slam, and then they switch into Azumarill to catch our power up punch. No, it doesn't do anything to the Azumarill. What I'm trying to do is get to the acid spray. We do get to it to reduce the Azumarill's defense. We land it as well, and then switch into our Azumarill. So that was my strategy there. Azumarill comes in, hit it with an acid spray, reduce the defense, and then come in with my Azumarill. Go for the Hydro Pump. I'm expecting a shield off the opponent here. They do shield. We still have our shield. The opponent is out of shields. They bring the Grottle back in, which is a mistake, because the Ice Beam will be taking that out straight away because they've got no shields. And then the Azumarill comes back in. We're still sitting comfortably on a shield, guys, so this is not going to hit us. But they do have another charge move stored. It is a play rough. It does take us out, but then we do have the Scrafty. It's a race to the charge move, and we do get to the acid spray, which should be enough to take out the Azumarill. It is very close, but it is enough. Great match there, right down to the wire. Moving straight into the next match, we've got Mantine against an Aggron. A favourable matchup for us here. We can probably just go for the Bubble Beam to take this Aggron out. That does a massive chunk of damage for the Bubble Beam, as it's super effective. The bubble damage is absolutely destroying this Aggron. We can comfortably shield here, guys, because we've got so much HP, and we will be farming down the Aggron. Now I think we've got another Bubble Beam stored. The Malmetal comes in. We can go straight for the Bubble Beam to reduce the attack, and then switch into Scrafty to start doing some work. They switch into their Scrafty, so we're sitting pretty here, guys. Go for the power up punch, does a nice chunk of damage on the Scrafty. We got there first, and we can go for another power up punch. I think we have 2 stored. They've shielded there, and we do shield as well because we want to line our Scrafty against that Malmetal they've got in the back to keep going to work. They've had to throw their energy because we're doing so much damage. That takes us out, but then we can come in with Mantine. We've got 2 charge moves stored, 2 Bubble Beams stored. That gets the shield off the opponent. Now they've got a shield, a charge move, probably a Rock Slide. It is. We survived just, but we can't quite get to the Ice Beam. Now Azumarill comes in with full health. If this is a Rock Slide, we're okay. Just a Rock Slide, barely does anything to us. And we can go for the Ice Beam, which should be closing out the matchup. It does, it takes out the Malmetal. Great match there, well played to the opponent, moving straight into the next matchup against a rank 17. We've got Mantine on the lead against a Victory Bell. Not a great lead for us here. Victory Bell is so strong, but obviously just watch what happens here. Takes out the Victory Bell with an Ice Beam, and the opponent is just shocked, and they do quit the match there. Absolutely brilliant match. They should have shielded that, but they probably expected a Bubble Beam. But it was an Ice Beam, we took the Victory Bell out easily, and that was a good match. Right, moving straight to the next matchup. Mantine on the lead against a Skarmory. I absolutely love this team, guys. I just worked out how to play with it so well, so please give this a try. It is insane. The Bubble Beam is just reduces the attack so far. So I've hit that Skarmory with 2 Bubble Beams. What we want to do now is shield and then try and get to the Ice Beam, because the opponent is thinking this is just a debuff Pokemon in this lead, and then again we take out another Pokemon with an Ice Beam. That is like 3 or 4 we've taken out with just Ice Beam, because people are expecting you to have just Bubble Beam to debuff them, but you have Ice Beam in the back. They don't expect it. So now this Azumarill comes in, we get to 2 debuffing Bubble Beams, which is absolutely awesome, because now this Azumarill, we can save our shield because Mantine's done enough there, and we can come in with our Azumarill. This opposing Azumarill is horribly debuffed, so an Ice Beam there doing absolutely no damage. The opponent is still sitting pretty on 2 shields, but we will take one of those there with that Hydro Pump. We've still got a shield ourselves, so we can comfortably save that because we know that Azumarill's Ice Beam is doing no damage to us. Doesn't seem like this Azumarill is running play rough, so we're okay. Just throwing Ice Beams. I used the Hydro Pump first, so I was charged up to another one hoping to bait the shield, but we don't get it unfortunately there. And just Ice Beams coming at us doing no damage really because we debuffed them. Now I'll go for the Hydro Pump after throwing the Ice Beam. And they let that one go through, there we go. We've successfully baited that time. We can throw up the shield now and then try and farm down the Azumarill, which we do comfortably. Now we have another Ice Beam stored. It's a Machamp coming in. We go for the Ice Beam. The Machamp does shield. We bring in Scrafty. Scrafty almost gets taken out, and then time was up there. So that fight with Azumarill, we did win that match because we had 2 Pokemon left to their 1. But that for sure would have been a close match if that didn't happen. Moving into the next match anyway, guys, we've got Mantine on the lead against a Wishcash. So this is a good match for us as well because Mud Bomb will not be doing anything. Water Pulse doesn't do anything either. Not much that Wishcash has can do a lot to us. Blizzard would do a fair amount of damage, but it takes a long time to charge, so you can usually tell what they're doing. But straight away we're going to go to work with the debuffs. A Bubble Beam again on this Wishcash does a reasonable chunk of damage. They bring in a Lucario, so my answer to these Razor Leaf users is Scrafty because he's bulky and he can power himself up very quickly and go to work. We want to get these out of the way because obviously we do have Azumarill in the back, so we do shield here because we don't want this Ludicolo causing us any problems, and we hope that they can get a couple of shields off this opponent. We do get a shield there, and we do take out the Ludicolo before. Unfortunately we do get a counter in on this Umbreon, but we can't get to the power up punch unfortunately. But straight away bring Mantine back in, start reducing the attack on this Umbreon. The foul play doesn't take us out because we have debuffed, and then they bring the Wishcash back in to catch the Bubble Beam. That's okay because we can charge up another Bubble Beam, throw the shield, charge up and then switch into Azumarill. So we charged up an Ice Beam on Mantine, guys, in case we need it, then switch into Azumarill to farm down the Wish Cache. The Umbreon comes back in, and the opponent does quit there. Moving straight into the next matchup, we've got Mantine on the lead against a Toxicroak. Not a bad lead for us this. We can go straight for the Bubble Beam, start reducing the attack on this Toxicroak. They do shield straight away there. It's only a Bubble Beam, but the shield is wasted really because we still reduce the attack. Dynamic Punch, not very effective on us there. Then they switch into a Sand Slash, just what we want to see because we can charge up a bit of extra energy on our Mantine and then start going to work with Scrafty here. Probably go for a straight farm down here. The Ice Punch doesn't do too much to us, and we can go for a straight farm down. We've got 2 charge moves stored here on the Scrafty. They do shield there, and we can get to another power up punch. Not very effective, but still does a nice chunk of damage. We can come in with a Mantine, throw the Ice Beam that we'd saved straight away to take out the Toxicroak, and then an Obstagoon comes in. I do throw the shield here because we're very close to an Ice Beam. I go for Ice Beam instead of Bubble Beam here because we want to give our Azumarill in the back a good chance against this Obstagoon. That does over half its health. And we can get to a Bubble Beam as well because they're trying to farm us down there. So we can reduce the attack. The Obstagoon is almost down. They do have a charge move stored. Thankfully it is not a gunk shot. That would be taking us out probably because it's super effective. And then we can bubble down the Obstagoon, and that is a great match and well played to the opponent. So that is it, guys. If you managed to make it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. That was a long video, but I just wanted to show how good that this team is. It's kind of an advanced strategy team in my opinion because there's a lot to take in with the attack falling, with the Bubble Beam and the power up punches on the Scrafty, getting the attack up, and the acid spray as well on Scrafty to reduce opponent's defense. So there's a lot in this team, potential ways you can run it. I do have that acid spray on the Scrafty because of reducing opponent's defense if the matchup requires it. But for sure, guys, if you're having trouble, give this team a go. Like, I'm reasonably high rank now, rank 17, and this team is very, very strong even in that rank with my 9 wins, 1 loss. And you saw the loss, it literally was by a whisker. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video and these videos are giving you some assistance in Go Battle League, and I'll see you in the next video.